feels so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated what you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't want to think about it right now. Maybe you just want to be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just want to pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too, 'cause baby I don't wanna be.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live stream. I'm Sande Woodson, and if I don't know you already, I'm glad to meet you here, so to speak, online. I hope you liked my presentation, and I'm anxious to answer any questions you might have about it. Let's see. Oh, there's already a question. I love your papers and designs. Where do you find the inspiration for them? Pretty much in my head. And doing an awful lot of just looking at artwork and getting ideas about what will work and what won't work in the card making realm, because not everything that you can make will translate well into making cards or scrapbooks or journals. So I'm in a learning process myself. If I use the free version of Hazing and delete a flipbook after sending a card to someone, does that mean they won't be able to view it anymore? That's a really good question. And I think that the answer to that is yes, because they won't save it. So I have deleted mine, but usually months after I'm trying to limit that. Or I have the paid version, so I really can't speak to that. But I do think that they do delete them, so you need to like give some time in between. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if they can play music. I'm not like a hazing expert, so I think that you might be able to do that there's so many different options, and I have never done that, but I think you can. Not sure if you can do it with a free account, but I think you should be able to. Okay, I was wondering this very question about where to find my 14-page detailed instructions, and I looked this morning. The link is in the supplies area on my presenter page, and it's the very top link in the supplies. So you should be able to find it there. If not, email me and I'll try to figure it out for you. But I looked this morning and that's where I found it. Yeah, about the price of stamps. It's wrong to think that I'm only promoting digital cards, because I'm not, but I'm getting more and more into the digital realm, and I do think that it is very good to have an alternative to sending cards, especially if you have lots of them to send, because stamps are really expensive, and international stamps are very expensive. And so it's a good, like I said in the presentation, it's a good thing to have in your tool belt. It's not the only thing, but it's a great thing to have and to know how to do if you want to do it. Can you print and send your e-cards, and do you make physical cards and digitize them? Okay, well, the first answer to that question is anything that you make digital, you can print and send. And so, in fact, right now, because some of you wouldn't know me that well, but I was I am an Altenew educator, and I did make physical cards for a few years, and then I started having some health problems that kept me from making physical cards, and that's how I got involved so much into the digital card making side of things, and I became an ambassador for Canva, so I use it a lot. And so oftentimes all I make these days is digital cards, but I do send them in the mail, so I print them. To print them out of Canva, you have to use the the PDF print setting, not the regular PDF. There's a PDF print, and it prints it out at 300 DPI, which is the standard for photo quality. And then make sure your printer is set to photo quality, and then make sure you have good paper. And if I want to send a nice card, I usually use presentation paper, or sometimes if it's very dark saturation, like I sent my son-in-law a birthday card last year and I did it all digital, but it had a lot of black and red on it and I didn't want to use up all my printer ink. So I just sent it down to a UPS store and they printed it for $1, and it turned out perfect, and the saturation, the colors look fabulous. So there's a lot of ways to do that. To digitize your own card, you just need to take a picture and then you can use something like Canva and just put it right in and print it from that. So there's a lot of options for that. Is there other design software you use besides Canva, and do you need more sources for finding images? Well, on the second question, yes, I do have a lot of sources for finding images, and I do have a handout for that, and it's in my Facebook group. So the number one thing I would say about that is, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join my Facebook group, and then I have a lot of resources in there. I have used a lot of different softwares for designing. Right now, I'm using almost everything I do is using artificial intelligence and then refining it with Canva. So I find that to be the very best thing for me. And in fact, for the next summit in March, I'm probably going to be doing an introduction about how to use some really basic AI techniques to create your own images for your cards. So anyway, always learning, always looking forward. Hi, Melinda. I know you. I know you. Uh-oh, my screen froze. Let's see. I started to say, I know you. I noticed that Hazing Flipbooks has a card option for sharing. So why did you say that the magazine choice was best for the card? You know what? I haven't looked at it for a while. And it used to be that the magazine was best, but try the card one and see. So check it out and let me know what it turns out like, because I'm not familiar with it. What got me started crafting? Well, I was never an artist, but I always was a seamstress and quilter. And when I retired a few years ago, I thought I would go down that route, and I did for a while, but I kind of got bored. I wanted something that was a little bit more creative. And so I saw something about Altenews certified educator program. And because I've been an educator for 50 years and teaching is my passion, I thought, well, that's sort of cool. I could learn how to make cards and I could teach that. So I thought, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I got into that program, and then I just absolutely fell in love with it. And as a retiree, you have a lot of time on your hands. So I just became just a great advocate for card making. And I love it because it blesses other people and you can touch somebody's life with a card. And that's what I'm all about, is just how to bless others. So it's just been a perfect match for me. How long did it take me to make the card on Canva? It did not take me long. I could probably make a card like that, as the easy setup that card had. Oh, maybe, and I could probably do it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It might take you a while longer because you're not used to how to do all those things in Canva. But if you take my 14-minute page thing and work with it, you'll see it's not very hard. It's just a matter of knowing what to do and where to click, how to manipulate everything. Oh, you can send the hazing link to as many people as you want. So if you made, let's say, a Christmas card, which is what this presentation was about, and you had that link for that card, you could send that same card to however many people you wanted, and just when you put it in the email, make a personalized note in the email about everything you want to say about to each specific addressee. Does that make sense? I hope so. Can you insert video and or audio effects? Again, I'm not real sure about that. I probably should know that, and but I'm not a hazing expert. I'm a Canva expert. I'm not a hazing expert, but um, you should be able to. It's just a matter of looking at all of the options of what you can do. I'm sorry that I don't know that. I should have studied up on it, I guess. Did I paint the roses? No, actually, when I was working with Altenew, that's actually a decal that they had that I really loved, and I put it up there on my wall behind me. I don't know if Altenew still has those type of decorative things or not. I'm also, if you have a VIP pass, come to my class on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, because we're going to step by step walk through how to make a card and put it on hazing. And you know what? Between now and Tuesday, I will double check those answers about audio and video for you. What's one thing you can't do without in your craft room? Well, as you can see behind me, I have a lot of supplies, and I have to say, I really love using 3D embossing folders. That's something that I really like because it's so much texture, and I like the layered stamps too. So that's also a favorite of mine. Although my health issues have kept me from making physical cards for quite a long time, but that's what I used to love. If someone's just getting started with your technique, what's your advice? Well, you can start out by looking at my YouTube channel because I have a series on there called Canva for Card Makers. And Canva, I just started using when I was doing my own experimentation. I've used Photoshop. I also use Photopea instead of Photoshop now, and a lot of other things. But I've got this series, and actually I'm going to start expanding it right after the summit here and try to put in one tutorial every week to expand your horizons of what you can do. So I would start there. There's very few people teaching. There's people that teach Cricut and there's people that teach other things, but total digital card making, there's hardly anybody out there. And so I would suggest go to my YouTube channel and start watching my series on Canva for card makers. Oh, you did see my fabric and embossing. Yes, that's back a ways back in my very first summit that I taught. But thank you for mentioning that. I loved using fabric. I love trying to think of new ways to use old things. So, oh, thank you so much. How would I describe my design style? Oh boy, I don't. That's a loaded question. As I was saying earlier, the thing is that what I do and what I love to do, and I've said in my Facebook group a lot, I'm such a perfectionist. And so I haven't had my own design style for a long time, like my whole life, because it's just afraid to step out of the box or take risks or anything. And so since I've been working in the world of AI and looking at art, it's expanded my horizons to be able to see, oh, sometimes I like doing this style, like something that's more like an impressionist style, and sometimes I like doing something really graphic in this modern way, and it's okay either way. And so I've been an educator my whole life, and I'm really in favor of an advocate of being a lifelong learner. So I am just absorbing all kinds of art styles and designs now and learning to just enjoy producing things that are different and run the gamut of art styles. So I'm in process, I guess you could say, an artist in process. My YouTube channel is called Sandy's Poema. There should be a link to it on my presenter page. it has a lot of my tutorials. Before I had to kind of switch into digital, I have a lot of tutorials on there from regular card making too, and a lot of the workshops that I did online on Zoom with Altenew, they're all on there. So there's a lot, but my recent things, and again, soon to be more recent things, are all about digital card making. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Hugs to you, my friend. Joanne and I met each other through card making, and that's very sweet of you to say that. What other crafting do you love? Well, as I said, I started out being textile, sewing, quilting. I've done lots of counted cross stitch. Pretty much all my crafting has been in terms of needlework or textiles before I started doing card making. So I do love all those things still. My hands, I have some arthritis in my hands, so cross stitch is a little bit difficult for me now. And I knit. I used to knit, so I've done a lot of that type of thing. What did I teach? You name it, I've taught it. I started out as an elementary school teacher way back in 1972. I got my teaching credential when I was 20. So I started out in elementary school, and then through the years, I've taught pretty much everything, including I was a ballroom dancer for 3 years professionally and taught ballroom dancing. So even I can teach pretty much anything. And then I ended up my career being teaching in the university and being a university dean. And so I've kind of taught a lot of things throughout the years, but my passion has been teaching. When I was 5 years old, I decided I wanted to be a teacher, and I felt it was a calling, and that's just all I've ever done, and I love it. Where am I learning about AI? I am totally self-taught. Now I am completely pretty much using Midjourney, but I don't think they have a free program. But I started just watching all kinds of video, YouTube tutorials and everything, because I just thought, especially, I give out on my emails every Friday, um, I send out free downloadables. And I was taking things that I was finding at graphic sources and trying to mix and match them together and try to make my own thing. And then when I started looking about AI, I thought, wait a minute, I can design my own graphics. So I just started watching a lot of YouTube tutorials, and I signed up on oh, what's it called? Anyway, I signed up for an online class about AI and how to write prompts and how to get it to produce what you want it to produce. I started this about a year ago, and just now I'm starting to feel like I'm really getting the hang of it. And so, like, I'm releasing stickers every week now in my Facebook group that I designed myself, and I'm having so much fun. So, I'm hoping to share that with you guys as I feel more confident in it. I'm going to try to start making some tutorials about how to design your own things that you can use for even physical card making that you can just download yourself. So that's what I'm hoping, where I'm going. You can make that card on your iPad. Canva has an app, and I've actually used it on my phone. It's a little bit difficult with a smaller screen, but you should have no problem on the iPad screen doing that. Yeah. Can we submit the card to you to get feedback before sending it? Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I would do? I mean, if you're not on Facebook, you can always email me, but the easiest way to correspond with me is by getting in touch with me through my Facebook group. Seriously, because I'm in there every day. I monitor it every day. I answer everything on there. And once you're in there, you can PM me with a link to your card, and I would love to give you feedback. Absolutely. And you can post it in my group too, which is even better, and give everybody else inspiration. Oh, we're over. Oh my gosh, did that go fast or what? Thank you so much, you guys, for watching my presentation and just giving me an opportunity to hopefully teach you something new. And I look forward to seeing you in the next summit, which is going to be in March. I'm excited about it.